morning, guys. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. And happy Monday. I have a cup of coffee that is really strong. I'm still getting used to my new coffee maker. And so it's a little stronger than what I'm used to. But I also have a crispy Buc-ee's water here, too. All the beverages on my little table here in my reading lounge chair because, yes, I missed a week because I had surgery. I had surgery last Friday to repair my Achilles tendon that I tore and a few other small things. And it went great. I am in a cast for like 3 or 4 weeks and just getting through. But I've been reading a lot because of that, watching a lot of TV. I had people staying with me for the first week or so after surgery. So because of that, I wasn't able to really post. But now that it's just me back here at the house, I'm going to be able to post regularly again. So let's talk about everything that I read in the month of March because I cannot believe it. But tomorrow is April 1st, guys. That's absolutely insane. But it is. So let me put my little grid in here and we will talk about everything I read in the month of March. So there you go. We read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. That's what I thought it was, but I was second guessing myself. 12 books in the month of March, which is pretty decent. I am still on track to do like 120 to 130 books this year. My goal was to read a little bit less, just to get more hobbies in. But right now, there's nothing I can do but read because I'm stuck in this cast. I can't drive, I can't walk. So we're getting a lot of books in, and then we might taper off in the summer where you might see some like 5 or 6 book months, is kind of my hope because I'm going to be doing other hobbies. We'll see how this works out. But this month I read Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. That's the first Jen McKinley I've ever read. I did this one on audio because I heard it was really good. And I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. For me, 3 out of 5 stars means it's pretty good. It's okay. Nothing really stuck with me. Nothing made me love it. There was no character that stood out for me, but I enjoyed the read. And so that's exactly what Summer Reading was. I enjoyed the read. It was cool to see a flip of the roles where the guy was the reader and the librarian type character, and the girl had dyslexia and didn't love reading. It was cool to see the flip of those roles, but I had read tropes very similar before. The next thing I read was Height by Senlin Yu. That is my second fan fiction by Senlin Yu. Obviously, she wrote Manacled. Height is much, 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 much shorter. It's almost like a novella or a short story. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I would actually love more of that Draco and Hermione. But it's a little blurb of hers that I read, and I just really enjoyed it. The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I gave it 3 stars because I do think it was a well-written book. But I have a whole video on reading my first John Gwynne novel. You guys can check that out. I buddy read it with my friend Leah, who I've been buddy reading books with. And it just was not good. It wasn't for me. So yeah, 3 stars for the articulation and the skill he has as a writer, but it just was not for me at all. So 3 stars. The next thing I did was The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. That is the sequel to The Sword Catcher, and I have to tell you, highly, disappointed. I gave it 3 stars, but The Sword Catcher was a 5-star plus book for me. I don't know. I may eventually purchase the physical book. I did it on Audible because I was working a lot at this time. So a couple of these I did on Audible. And it was so slow, guys. So slow. I may buy the physical book and see if that entertains me a little bit more. Because with The Sword Catcher, I did read it on a physical book. So maybe that's what the problem was. I don't know. But something about, and let me know if you've read The Sword Catcher and the Ragpicker King. Did you enjoy the Ragpicker King as much as the Sword Catcher? Because something about it just didn't sit right with me. It was just really slow. I gave it 3 stars, but it was not good. Next up was Elsie Silver's new release, Wild Love. That was a 5-star plus for me. I eat up Elsie Silver's books. I think that they are absolutely fucking fantastic. This one was a sports romance, which I wasn't expecting because most of hers are like cowboy romance, but then this Wild series has been single dad romance. It was good as shit. It was really, really good. It didn't see the trope coming. I will be rereading that book because I enjoyed it that much. It was so freaking good. Wow. Wild Love was one of my favorite by Elsie Silver so far. Then I read The Housemaid's Wedding by Freida McFadden. It is her novella in the Housemaid series, and it follows a couple that we've previously met. And I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars just because it was a novella, and I kind of wanted a little bit more out of the story. But honestly, I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was pretty dang good. Didn't take any issues with it. Ate it up. Read it in like a day. Then I read A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft, and I bought this book in the book outlet sale that I got, and I had really high expectations for it. I loved the cover art. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars. A lot of 3s this month. I don't know if I just wasn't mentally getting involved or what was going on, but once again, this one was really slow. I would not recommend this book unless you were like a really big niche Bridgerton fan. Maybe you would like this. But if you are not that, then I don't think this book is for you. I enjoyed it. I finished it. It was okay. Wasn't anything outstanding. Nothing to write home about. I read We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, which is book 3 in the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I've been reading those before the season comes out. So like book 1 I read right before season 1 came out. Book 2 I read right before season 2 came out. And I did read book 3 previously when I read book 2 because I just had to know how it ended. But it was years ago. So I did go ahead because season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty comes out this July. Went ahead and reread the We'll Always Have Summer. I gave it 4 stars because I like the series as a whole, and I did it on Audible. I didn't do it on Audible the previous time, and I did the voice actors for the show, and I really liked it. I don't like how she ends this story. I think it's weird, but I appreciate the book, so I did give it 4 stars. Next up is The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, which got 5-star plus from me. This was one I didn't see coming. I did do a whole video on it. I'd never even heard of this book. And then I was scrolling on TikTok. Someone was talking about bush cowboys or something. Sky cowboys, something. And I was like, what the hell is a sky cowboy? And I looked in the comment section and everyone was talking about how much they loved this book. And it's about an Alaskan pilot and a girl who moves to Alaska. And so I went ahead and read it. It was a 5-star plus. Very, very good. I loved that story. So I read the second one immediately, Wild at Heart by K.A. Tucker. It was 3 stars. Not enough going on in that one for me. Just a little slower than the first one. And sometimes that happens for me because I always say I'm a book two girly. I like book twos typically more than book one because we've developed characters. But sometimes it can go the opposite direction, and you've got an established characters, established relationship, and now it's just like mundane day to day shit. And that's kind of boring to me. So that's kind of what Wild at Heart fell into. I do want to read the third book, which is about another character. So I'm excited to read that. The Crash by Frida McFadden, her newest release. Um, Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I read that easily in one afternoon. I eat up Frida McFadden's books. I gave it 4 stars because it wasn't quite a 5-star read for me, but I definitely loved it. Read it so fast. And the last thing I read was Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntyre. That had been on my Kindle for a while and a Kindle Unlimited. It got 3 stars from me. I don't know why I thought it was a sports romance. It's not. It is a small town kind of childhood romance, small town drama romance, I guess. And I did go ahead and download the next 2 or 3 books in that series because I do want to read them. Because it got a 3-star. It was pretty good. So yeah, that's everything that I read. All 12 books that I read in the month of March. I'm already reading Phantasma for April. I just downloaded Fable for the End of the World, which is Ava Reed's newest book. And you guys know I love to study in drowning. And then we get a new Abby Jimenez book on April 1st. My week is booked with books. I'm so happy and excited about that. So yeah, I love you guys so, so much. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful week. I am doing a lot better, so I wanted to come in here and check in and let you know everything I've been reading. And yeah, I will see you guys later and talk to you later.